Hey y'all, what's up? It is Samara. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk about books. So I'm so excited because you wanna know why? It's Halloween season. Like, give me pumpkins, give me witches, give me black cats, give me ghosts. I'm ready for the horror movies. Particularly Halloween, that's my favorite. I'm ready for all of them, so just send the Halloween vibes my way. Once it's fall, that means Halloween season starts for me in this household. So today I'm introducing a challenge. I'm calling it the Scare Pair Challenge. I really love horror movies. I love horror, I love haunted houses, all that sort of stuff. But for someone that reads as often as I do, I've never gotten into the horror genre, which doesn't really make sense because I do love horror movies. I don't know, my love for horror movies did start kind of late though. I didn't really start liking horror movies until about high school-ish, and so yeah, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with me. But I'm here to change that. So I have 6 books, and so the challenge will run from the last week of September all the way to the first week to the end of the first week of November. Basically what it is I'm pairing a horror book and a corresponding movie, and each week I'm going to be reading a book and I'm going to be watching a movie or a TV show that goes along with that book, and then I'm going to talk about it. I'm probably going to create around I think about 3 videos. I think I'm going to pair the books up and talk about 2 books in one video. Talk about my thoughts, my feelings, my ratings of the books. But it's just a really good opportunity to get into the Halloween spirit and have fun. So if this is interesting to you, stay tuned to figure out what books I chose, and make sure that you like, comment, subscribe to this channel so that we can have a discussion about these books. Let's get started. The first book of my Scare Pair Challenge is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I mean, I feel like I was obsessed with The Haunting of Hill House like a lot of people were when it came out on Netflix. Honestly, I just think it was such a great horror TV series. They put it together so well. So I hadn't realized that it was a book until I think a little bit later on after the show came out. And so of course it's in the list because I want to read the book that brought on the TV show, and I want an opportunity to watch the TV show again. It's actually a pretty small book, easy read. I've already read it, so I can't wait to talk about it. And I started watching the series already. And the reason I'm putting this one first is because I think it's a book that you should read first so that you can, watch the series throughout the, challenge period, just because it is the only TV series that I have in this challenge, and so that's a lot more hours than just like a movie. There's also a movie called The Haunting, which is also based off of The Haunting of Hill House, this book, and it was made in 1999, and it has Catherine Zeta-Jones in it, Jack Nielsen, whatever his name is, the guy from the Taken series, and also Owen Wilson. Yeah, Owen Wilson, the blonde one, not his brother, whatever his brother. I get them confused sometimes, but Owen Wilson, the one with the blonde hair, and he's in like Midnight in Paris and Cars and things like that. That guy, he's also in it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch that one. I watched the trailer for it, and I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it, so I might watch it, I might not. If anyone has seen it, let me know if I should watch it, if it's worth it or not. I also noticed that on Hulu there's a movie called Shirley, which I looked into and is about the author Shirley Jackson and her life, so I'm thinking about watching that too. We'll see. Anyways, there's a lot of material to watch around this book. The edition I have is the Stephen King Horror Library edition. I picked it up at a used bookstore, so it was cheap. That's what we like. And it's not Amazon, although I broke down and bought one book from Amazon I'm really trying, y'all. I'm really trying to cut it out with the Amazon, but it's a struggle. But yeah, this came from the used bookstore. I honestly like this book because it has, you know, fairly nice font, pretty big font, so not hard on the eyes. The cover is a little creepy, and not like in the best way either. Like, the cover design is not my favorite, but hey, it was cheap, it was used, so I'm being sustainable, all that good stuff. So yes, this is the first book, The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson, and the official companion to this book is The Haunting of Hill House television series on Netflix. The second one I have, I'm so freaking excited about, and it is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. And this is the one I did end up buying on Amazon. I'm sorry. I felt guilty while I was doing it, if that makes you feel any better. This one I'm super excited about. It just came out. It's by Alyssa Cole, who is a black woman, so score for black horror. It's a black psychological thriller, but anyway, she's a black woman and I love supporting black women, so here we are. And this book is about Brooklyn and gentrification in Brooklyn, and so I'm really excited, and she kind of makes it a thriller out of this concept of gentrification, which I think is great. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and it's just gentrification out the ass in Denver, Colorado. So I really get it, and I understand how it can be a thriller, because it honestly is really sad to see everything that you grew up with change, the demographic change, that community just changed to where you don't even recognize it anymore. And so I can see how that can be twisted into and creatively used as a thriller concept. So I'm really excited about reading this. And so the movie companion that I paired this with is Get Out by Jordan Peele. I haven't watched it since I went to go see it in the movie theaters when it came out, so I'm really excited to watch it again. And I thought they were good companions because they're both psychological thrillers with racial concepts in them, based off of, you know, racial disparities and racial issues within America. So I thought it was a really great idea to put those together. I mean, he was messing around in Get Out, he was messing around with those "I voted for Obama" racists. And gentrifiers are the kings and queens of "I voted for Obama" racists. So I'm really excited to see how those compare and contrast with each other. And we get to support black creators, which is the goal. So my second scare pair for this challenge is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole and Get Out. I'm really excited for that one. So my third one that I have in here, I felt like I couldn't have a Halloween horror challenge without the king himself of horror, Stephen King. So I have read some Stephen King in the past. It was a long time ago. I read one of his young adult books, what is it called? The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, I think. I don't remember what it was about. I remember the cover, there was trees on it, but that's about it. And I've also read Christine by him, and I started reading The Shining, but I never got all the way through it. And I just think I wasn't ready. I'm ready to start Stephen King again, and I'm starting with Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I don't know, I feel like when people talk about Stephen King, this is one of the biggest ones that they talk about. Yeah, I'm so excited. And so I got this copy off of eBay for like, I don't know, $4 or something like that. And I freaking love this cover. Like, this is the OG Pet Sematary cover, and they just don't make covers like this for horror novels anymore, or like horror movies. Like, this is A1. This is just, everything about it screams like, was this made in the 80s? Because it kind of gives you like thriller 80s horror vibes. I'm not sure, let's check. Yeah, 1983. It looks like an 80s horror. It just has it all written over it, and I'm in love with it, and I kind of love how it's old, aged, wrinkled. It gives into the effect. I feel like this is the official popping of my Stephen King cherry. We just call myself a born-again Stephen King virgin, because the other two experiences were not, they were not the final act. I feel like they were like the pre-game, not the not the actual season. You feel me? So the Scare Pair is the Pet Sematary movie. I also think that was made I think it was made in the 90s. I'm pretty sure it's on Hulu. So the third book in my Scare Pair challenge is Pet Sematary by Stephen King and its companion movie, Pet Sematary. Next is our fourth book, and it is In the Flesh by Clive Barker. This is the US edition of this book. In the UK, which he is a UK author, it is a part of the Books of Blood series. I think it's volume 2. And if you didn't know, this has the short story of the Candyman, which has been made into a movie in the 90s, I think it was. And then they are remaking it. And now let me tell you, because I'm really mad, because I was like, oh snap, like we can watch the new adaptation of the Candyman when it comes out and read the book. I'm gonna be like on it for this challenge. And then they pushed it back. Again. So here we are, having to wait till 2021 to get the new adaptation by Jordan Peele. So originally the Scare Pair was gonna be this book and the new adaptation of the Candyman, but because they want to play with my emotions and push it back, I'm just gonna watch the original Candyman movie, which is a good one. I like it. I enjoy it. I watched that one for the first time recently, and I don't know, I sat through that movie and I'm like, is this racist or is this not racist? I couldn't wrap my head about it, because there were times where I'm like, the fact that he's black and killing white people is unsettling to me. But then he was killing black people too, and then, so I'm not sure how I feel about it, especially because when I started researching about that movie, where it came from, its origins, I realized that it was a short story, it was a book, and that the original Candyman was white. And so I'm like, now I'm really confused. And then they made him black because the film is set in Chicago. So I don't know how I feel about that. So I want to read this book, figure that out for myself, and then make a video about it explaining how I do actually feel about it. And I think will be a great discussion. There are also other short stories in here. I'm not sure what they're about. I kind of want to keep it that way because I kind of want to be surprised. So the fourth book is In the Flesh by Clive Barker, and the companion movie, The Scare Pair, is Candyman. Our fifth book is Perfume, The Story of a Murderer by Patrick Suskind. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I really should have figured out how to pronounce these. I hate mispronouncing names. I should have figured out how they were pronounced before I jumped on here. It's originally, it's a French author, and so it's been translated into English. And so, you know, check mark on books and translation. We love that. We love reading diverse authors from other places in America. Look, I feel like I hear about this. I've heard about this story multiple times, but it's always like low key. It's always in random conversations, but people always say that it's good. So I finally buckled down and was like, you're gonna read it this time. You're gonna get into it. It's about this man that has like an insane ability to smell, and so, you know, the little olfactory is perfect. I didn't need to add that in there, but woo! Let's start this over. And he goes out in search of the perfect scent, and in his journey, in his search, he kind of becomes a serial killer. I'm kind of into that concept. And the Scare Pair companion to Perfume is Perfume, the movie. It has Alan Rickman in it, who is Professor Snape in the Harry Potter series, and let's just be real, he smashed the role of Professor Snape. Like, he owned that bitch. He made it his. I appreciate you. And I'm really excited to watch him in this movie and read this book. I also got this on eBay. I also got the Clive Barker in the flesh one on eBay. I don't know. I'm just babbling at this point. Anyways, this is the 5th scare pair, Perfume, the story of a murderer, and its companion is Perfume, the story of a murder in film form. Last but not least, the 6th book. Okay, let's do a little backstory. Me and my mom both love Halloween. She's the reason why I got into Halloween a lot. I used to dress up all the time. She always made a big deal out of costumes every year, and it was just a fun time. It's kind of been like a joke between us because both of us have names of very famous horror villains. Her name is Carrie, and it's spelled the same way as Stephen King's famous novel Carrie and movie, and so that's her. And my name, as y'all know, is Samara, and if you didn't know, the creepy well girl in The Ring, her name in the US film adaptation of The Ring is Samara Morgan. So your girl is not named after, but we do share the same name. I did dress up as her for Halloween one year. Super fun. I felt the character. Maybe it's because she had the same name as me, but I got into it. I was feeling it. I am not normally a creepy well girl that goes around crawling out of TVs and killing people when I look at them, but I was for that one night. Magical time. That sounded so creepy. Alright, moving on. The 6th and final book is The Ring by Koji Suzuki. So The Ring, originally a book written by a Japanese author, and I want to say in like the late 90s, early 2000s, I think, it was turned into a film in Japan, and then I want to say in the early 2000s, like 2002, 2004 range, we created The Ring, the US film adaptation form. But I had no idea it was a book until like, I don't know, a month or 2 months ago. Like, what rock was I living under? And so I'm so freaking excited that it's a book and I get to read it. Do I get lipstick on my teeth? I don't see. If there's lipstick on my teeth and y'all see it, just let it slide. Just let it slide. It's okay. Anyway, so yes, I plan on watching, to go alongside this, the US film adaptation of The Ring. I've seen the Japanese one. I prefer, personally, the US one, so that's what I'm gonna watch. And this is also a series, so I can't wait to read the other ones and see if they match along with the other rings that got continuously worse, if we're gonna be real. I don't even know if there was a 3rd one, right? I don't think I've seen the 3rd one. So, I don't know. We'll see if it matches along. But I'm really excited. I love the cover. This cover is so dope. All of the covers in this series, in this edition, super cool. So I got this off of eBay. Yeah, that's really it. So 6th and final scare pair for this challenge is The Ring by Koji Suzuki and The Ring, the film. So that's it. We made it through. I'm so excited to share this challenge with you. I hope you guys want to do it with me. I can't wait to have discussions and read, just go to horror books, watch good horror movies, and celebrate the Halloween season the way it should be celebrated, with just appreciation for all things horror. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way through my incessant babbling. So congratulations if you did that. I will see you next time as we delve into these books and, you know, do a little discussion, some little tea, throw a little shade, all of that about them. So yeah, see you next time.